Initially, Alani thinks something is wrong with her phone. She decides to simply restart it and sleep in. Her father knocks, scolding her lightly for staying in bed, telling her to get off to school. She argues it's a Saturday. Her father corrects her, saying it is Friday. Thinking she must have had her days mixed up, phone still restarting, she readies herself for school. Alani meets Sherry on the way, thinking nothing of how the neighbors' decorations are still on display. It's only the day after all. The girls don't talk about last night. Alani doesn't bring up her phone acting odd or her mixing up her days, and Sherry doesn't bring up that she had a morning very much like Alani's. It isn't until they get to school that the girls start to get almost violently uncomfortable. Sherry and Alani look at each other as the conversations around them unfurl. Passing a note back and forth to take guesses, the girls realize they know these conversations. They heard them the day before. The date on the board is still the same as they saw it yesterday. Alani and Sherry sneak out to the bathrooms before class starts to panic in private. They finally share in the oddities of the mornings. They decide to go along with the rest of the day to retrace their steps in hopes of figuring out what's going on. While taking Samson out trick-or-treating again, Alani and Sherry whisper between themselves. They mumble a list of all the things they remember as occurring. The little twin girls wearing matching fork and knife costumes, the red sport car that got egged earlier in the night, the balloon of the ghost caught in a tree, and the witch's house. The very one that is now missing from the lot that the girls had always known to be empty. They stand in silence, uncertain and quite afraid. It couldn't be anything else, could it? A mysterious house pops up on Hallows' Eve. Time loops back around on itself, and then, just like that, the house is gone. It couldn't be anything else, could it? Not knowing what else to do, they reluctantly let the days pass to see if anything changes. Surely someone on the outside will realize something's wrong and come to fix it. At first, they did think to tell some authority figure. When the next day after the first loop came around, they ultimately decided to go straight to City Hall. While this town has no magic wielders of its own, rumor is that there are a couple of magical devices allowed for official uses. When they went up to the woman at the counter, hesitantly, fearful of being seen as trying to prank the poor woman, Alani decided to state clearly what they saw at the empty lot. She didn't tell the desk clerk that they went inside the house, simply that there was a house one day, and now it's gone. The woman perks up at this, catching on to what Alani is implying, and straightforwardly states that there were no witches currently in town. Chances are they were stopping the night and left out in the morning. It's rare, but sometimes witches just travel that way. Alani questioned this because a sign on the bridge that leads out to the island states it only goes to the island. There's nothing beyond the island. Unless the witch was planning on going across the sea, which doesn't make sense, to come all the way out to the island just to go across the sea. She could have just came from the beach. The woman shrugged and told the girls witches work in mysterious ways, much like the old gods of the world. Sherry piped in and told the desk clerk she was concerned the witch might have left something behind. She had been experiencing an increase of synchronicity since seeing the house. hoping this half-truth would prompt the woman to have someone look for any stray magic left behind. The woman countered with, "Sherry and Alani can take that up to the shrine. There's nothing City Hall could do for them." So, with nothing better to try, they went up to the shrine. It's a relic of some bygone age. The people say they still believe in the old gods, but they do not celebrate them like they used to. The shrine looks papier-mâché. Over the few hundred years it stood there, people have come in secret to plaster their wishes to its walls. When the New Age gods fail them, they always go crawling back to ancient certainty. And, whatever may be the reason, the old gods lend an ear. The priest on duty did look at them oddly, but couldn't quite place it. He cleansed them down regardless, hoping it would be of some use to them, and told them to take it easy and that they should be fine. Priests rely on their faith in the old gods to power their abilities, unlike witches who innately are born with magic of their own. The girls could only hope this priest's faith is strong enough. Before they left, the girls asked the priest, "How does one know if they're living in a loop?" The priest said if it was anything like that, City Hall or the shrine would have noticed. Alani and Sherry leave a bit peeved. Either this isn't a loop, or City Hall and the shrine are full of it. This brings the girls back around to the current day. As they ponder their fates, they hear something. Without notice, they had found their feet had taken them all the way back to the sidewalk leading down to the empty lot. The noise is a wet slosh mixed with rumble and snorting. With one uneasy step after the other, they come up to the dilapidated wooden fence that holds back the unruly grass from expanding onto the sidewalk. They see it. An ooze black as night, deep as the ocean that surrounds that island, shimmering in the streetlight. As it stalks around on 6 dripping limbs, the girls realize it doesn't have a face. Yet it keeps what is presumably its head low to the ground as though sniffing around for something. Something about it terrifies them. The school teaches them, warns them, of the kind of creatures that could do them harm. The kind the gods and witches keep away from mortal development. This is not a creature seen in any book the school has ever lent out. Sherry used to be obsessed with learning about monster kind and folk creatures before her mother scolded her away from it. Sherry cycles through all the knowledge still stored away in the folds of her brain on the only topic that ever interests her, and she can't find a thing. Alani, afraid it might notice them, gives Sherry a tug. She snaps out of it and, understanding Alani's silent plea, they run. It is this encounter that brings them to decide to head to the mainland in the morning. And, come that morning, it is still Halloween.